Welcome back. It appears the geopolitics back in the driver's seat for oil. The market watching two major fronts. Obviously, Iran. Just last week, President Trump projected confidence that a deal with Tehran could be close. Now, the strategy appears to be waiting. The president reportedly prepared to let Iran's economic pressure build, telling Axios, quote, he is low-keying it, that the U.S. is only semi-negotiating with Tehran. Just hours ago, another sign of how far apart the two sides remain, President Trump asking U.S. negotiators to seek compensation from Iran after Tehran demanded compensation of its own for damage sustained during the conflict. In the meantime, Ukraine continues to pound Russia's energy infrastructure. Another wave of long-range drone attacks hitting a key Russian oil hub today, home of two refineries and a petrochemical plant. Let's bring in Helima Croft, global head of commodity strategy at RBC Capital Markets. Iran's been going on now for months. I feel
Almost
like, and
6 months.
Yes, it's insane. I feel like, though, and I posted this a bit earlier today, that the Russia-Ukraine story may be the big story that we're not paying enough attention to.
Underappreciated when it comes to product markets. And we think about going into fall. What are we worried about? Diesel shortages. We're also worried about gasoline shortages. The ongoing attacks on these Russian refineries, that is going to cause deeper problems in the product market. We can talk about additional supplies of oil. There's no spare capacity for refineries out there right now.
There's no spare capacity. And yet, so here's what's so fascinating about this. You go, okay, and yes, there's pressure on the gasoline price, and yes, on diesel, and but there, as the CNBC retail spending data showed, consumers were still spending throughout all. In other words, where's the pressure point going to come from?
Well, I think at this oil price, I think there's a deficit of urgency. I think at this price point, there's a view you can muddle through. If we were at $110, $120 oil, I think we would have maybe a different conversation. I think this current price environment is almost a muddle through environment.
Yeah, it's high, it's annoying, it hurts lower income people and people who commute a long way.
100%.
But the numbers, my opinion, the data seems like this number is relatively sustainable. We shall see, by the way.
The question is the price sustainable?
Well, also, what about natural gas? Because you look at what happened with Qatar in the Persian Gulf, but also with Russia. Okay, and when you sat down, you said the Black Sea, maybe not the Persian Gulf or the Red Sea, the Black Sea, maybe the most dangerous waterway in the world right now.
We were on a call with Lloyd's analysts, and they talked about that the Black Sea is the most dangerous waterway at the moment. And natural gas...
That's saying something.
That is saying a lot. And we have to really pay attention to the natural gas story for Europe, because we're going into winter with lower storage levels in Europe. And yes, we have Qatar LNG primarily going to Asia, and the U.S. cargoes have been going to Europe. But there's going to be competition for the cargoes that are not contracted long term. There's going to be a bidding war between for American spot cargoes between Asia and Europe if we don't get a resolution, if we do not get the Qatari tankers moving.
Is the president or the U.S. policy to some extent trying to look past a bit of what is the outcome here in Iran? Because we have to be nimble if we have to do something further with Russia and Ukraine. We know munitions are in some cases low. Right. There's only so much. I don't know what the U.S. role or response might be to that conflict, but is that part of what's going on here?
I just think there's a question of what is your least bad option? And the problem is that the Iranians are like, yeah, if you want to exit, we're getting a cash settlement from it. We're not only going to be in charge of Hormuz, you're going to give us sanctions relief. You're going to give us billions in unfrozen accounts. We want this big reconstruction fund. So the question is is the White House prepared to make this type of settlement to Iran?